I am thankful for graduating LTCC thanks to pretty much everybody who did get me this far, but a few people that stood out are Miss Beth Marinelli Laster from the DRC, Eric Almaroth, Eric Sturgis, Wynn Walker, and an extra special thank you to Julie Booth.
I'm grateful for and thankful for my family and my sister for helping me out so much and through getting me through this college destiny.
I want to say thank you to the business department and my mom for helping me graduate, and I'm stoked that I'm graduating finally.
I'm thankful for my family and community for supporting me in getting a degree from LTCC.
I like to say thank you to my family who supported me throughout this whole journey. We've been at this for 3 years. Here's our next chapter. Thank you. Gracias. Los amo mucho.
I am thankful for my family, my husband and my kids who have put so much effort into helping me get here.
I want to thank two people. I want to thank the Promise program for helping me get through this year, especially during COVID. And I also want to thank my family. They helped me get through this year, and everyone should be proud because this was probably the hardest year for people, going to school. And we should all really be proud of that, and we should look forward to the next year. I hope everyone is taking care and be well.
I'm thankful for my parents for supporting me through everything. I'm thankful to my boyfriend for supporting me through everything as well. And my friends all over, especially Caitlin Farrell, who made it all the way from the East Coast to come to my graduation today. I'm thankful for all my professors, especially Wynn Walker, Steve Richardson, and Helen Shen. You guys make all of the difference. Thank you.
I am really thankful for my fiance for supporting me, going to school and pushing me to believe in myself, and my dad for also just giving me the support and loving me through all of it. So thank you guys.
I'm thankful for my village, my father, my mother, my bonus mother, and my husband, and them assisting me with graduating from college. I'm thankful for the fact they were able to help me with my daughters. Raising twins by myself was not easy, and I'm grateful to be here.
I'm thankful for my Aunt Farah, who graduated here at LTCC a couple years ago. She's the one who really pushed me and my fiance to really try to come and go to school and figure out college. I'm thankful for my family here on the West Coast that has helped me just through the process and with anything I needed, and I'm excited to go meet my family on the East Coast and have them help me through the rest of my college career. And most of all, I'm thankful for my beautiful, soon-to-be wife, because she's the one who pushed me. She brought me here, she got through with the Promise as well, and we've both been riding it through, and we're excited to get there.
I'd like to thank my friends and family, especially my mom, my dad, and my stepdad for helping me get through college. I'm really excited to graduate today.
I'm thankful to my mom for never giving up on me going back to school, to my partner Jared for all of his love and support, and all of the staff and faculty here at LTCC for making it possible.
To my family, thank you so much for your love and support and for always believing in me.
I want to thank my mom and my dad and my brother for helping me go through school and give me the opportunity to keep growing as a person and as a human being, and to give me everything that I needed to be a successful person, and to give my dad all the credit and my mom for keep pushing me to keep doing better and better every day, and to be who I am now, and to be better and stronger going forward and to the next chapter.
I would like to thank my parents for always being with me and telling me that I can do it. I'd like to thank all of my friends, especially like Sammy and Alyssa, who've always told me I can do whatever I want. I'd like to thank my arms for always being by my side, my feet for supporting me, my fingers for letting me count on them. And I'd also like to thank Naomi Follett for just helping me with absolutely everything that has come with being at LTCC. In every challenge that I have faced, she's been right there.
Primeramente, gracias a mi mami y a mi papi por todo que han hecho por mí, todo el apoyo que me han dado. Thank you, Tommy and Saul, for annoying me while I'm trying to study, but thank you. Thank you, Lazaro, Carla, Gali, for everything you guys do for me. I appreciate it with my entire heart. Thank you guys.
Primeramente quiero decir gracias a mi mamá y a mi papá por todo lo que han hecho por mí, a mi tía y a mi tío, también por el apoyo que me han dado. Thank you, Andrea, for being my friend. I'm glad that we really got close over the quarantine, and I know we're both going to do great things.
Thank you to my family and friends that have stood by my side, even when I didn't believe in myself. And thank you to Sue Kloss for inspiring me and teaching science with passion.
I want to thank everyone at LTCC, the faculty and the staff, for being an incredible source of support, and my family as well for being such an outstanding source of inspiration and also support, and I couldn't have done it without everyone, so thank you.
I'm thankful for God for placing me in Lake Tahoe, and I'm also thankful for my family, friends, and faculty here for being my #1 fans and supporters on and off the field.
This is a special thank you to Miss Julie Booth from the NSLS. Thank you.
Graduates, it's good to see all your smiles again. Outshining, not hidden under a mask. I figured I'd do a brief reintroduction of myself after a year of Zooming and mask wearing makes it challenging sometimes to recognize people. I'm also that same guy in the picture on the website or as you walk into the hall of campus. That guy was just younger, less stressed, and had shorter hair. But tonight, we're here to celebrate you. In addition to our 2021 grads, their family and friends, we also have the students who graduated last year, the class of 2020, returning to enjoy the moment with their loved ones and experience that traditional graduation ceremony. Welcome 2020! We're also joined by graduates from our Lisa Maloff University Center partner program, Brandman University graduates. Those are the folks from the Black Regalia. Welcome. They're getting bachelor's degrees today. And a special thanks to our graduating student flag bearers for their participation in the ceremony. You may have saw them come in. Each of them is carrying a flag that represents their communities. Thank you for supporting the event today. Today, we come together to celebrate our graduates and acknowledge all their hard work and with the support of their family, friends, and our community. Each year, graduation is a major milestone, but this particular graduation feels a little bit extra special. Us being together, you know, it's a sign of normalcy after a long, challenging time of separation. So it is great to have you all here again. All right, we're going to move into the Star Spangled Banner, and I want to introduce a student that will be presenting. We're excited to have one of our own LTCC Coyotes. You kind of start making your way up. Heather Ritter here to give the Star Spangled Banner today. And a little bit about Heather. Heather came to California from Michigan, and she's actually graduating tonight with an AA in Hospitality Management, which is a great accomplishment in its own right. But if you look closely, go ahead, Heather, you come on up. You notice closely that she's got 2 tassels on because she also got a degree in 2020 in social sciences. So, yeah, right? So she's really the perfect representative of the class of 2021 and the class of 2020. Heather's been on the Dean's Honor Roll and is a member of the National Honor Society. And not only is she a hardworking student, she's also a working musician. And she had a lot of gigs prior to COVID, but she now is looking for a new band. So if you need a lead singer, hit her up. So I like to believe that one day she'll be the 2-time Grammy Award-winning musician. But for today, she's our 2-time degree-earning student musician. So with that, please rise for the national anthem, and please join me in welcoming Heather.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job, Heather. Thank you, Heather, for that inspiring rendition of our national anthem. Students, are you proud of your classmate? You. Go ahead and be seated, everyone. Tonight's event is intended to be a celebration, and you'll feel that from the ceremony. But we also acknowledge that for the past 15 months or so, we've collectively went through some very dark times as individuals and families, as students, as a community, and as a country. Those of us here today haven't faced anything like COVID before, and there were other major disruptions and tragedies thrown our way on top of the pandemic. Additionally, many of us and our campus community faced personal loss during this time. In reflection of all these, please join me in a moment of silence to recognize what happened and the losses we are still grieving. Thank you. As we transition forward into our celebration, I'd like to acknowledge the contributions of LTCC's faculty, staff, directors, administrators, and the entire community of Lake Tahoe who worked tirelessly this past year plus to help keep us safe and to continue to provide an environment of familiarity and support for our students so they could achieve their goals. And the outcome of that work is here today, sitting right in front of us. I know that success is not realized alone. It requires a committed team, and that's what we have here at LTCC. And I could tell you that I've never been so proud of our LTCC team as I was this past year. Now, let me introduce the members of our platform party, many of the individuals that help guide and lead this institution. I'll introduce them one by one, but please hold your applause to the end once I've had a chance to introduce everyone. To the platform party, please stand when your name is called and stay standing until everyone is introduced. I'll start off with our elected Board of Trustees, Dr. Karen Borges, President of the Board, Carrie David, Clerk of the Board, Nancy Dalton, Board of Trustees member, Jeff Cowan, Board of Trustees member. Next, we have Bruce Armbrust, Academic Senate President. Our keynote speaker, Olivia Sain, who's a storyteller, speaker, educator, and author. Our Student Senate President, Mariela Jimenez Cardenas. Student Trustee, Jennifer Martinez. Our retiring Vice President of Student Services, who's participating in his final commencement service, Dr. Jonathan King. Our Vice President of Administrative Services, Rusty Egan. Brad Deeds, Dean of Workforce Development and Instruction. Ali Bissonette, Dean of Instruction. Dr. Elizabeth Ballant, Director of Institutional Effectiveness. Director of Human Resources, Shelley Hansen. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Michelle Risden, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Please join me in thanking them for their leadership and support. Great, you can sit down. I want to introduce some other special guests. This year's ceremony is actually, by design, a little bit lean in attendees compared to past years, just due to the COVID situation. But for those of us not joining in person that we're happy to welcome via this live stream, it's great to have you here. And although you're not here physically with us, we could feel your support and are happy to have you here in spirit. First, I want to introduce our longtime LTCC sign language instructor and recent TEDx South Lake Tahoe speaker, Carla Johnston. Carla is providing the translation of the program for those with hearing difficulties. Thank you, Carla. There also are some other special thanks in order for the members of our LTCC Foundation. If you could stand up so we could say hello to you. I want to let you know that our foundation board members are on path to raise more than $200,000 in scholarships this year. And many of you as students, right, who got a scholarship here this year? Raise your hand. You! So thank them. Give them a big cheer, right? Thank you to them. I also want to thank the commencement committee. That's everyone that helps make this day possible. If you open up your program, hopefully you found this by now under your desk or under your seat. Under your desk. No desk today, right? And on the inside, it actually lists the members of the commencement committee. And this is a group that's been working for almost 6 months to kind of plan 3 different versions of this graduation and eventually deliver what we're able to bring today. So if you're a member of the commencement committee, go ahead and stand up, raise your hand. You're probably walking around with a camera or a clipboard. But thank you for your assistance. Thank you for everything that you made possible today for our, oh, there they are. There they are. All right, cool. All right. So to our students and our families, this is an amazing class, right? We want the world to know about these LTCC graduates. So we want to encourage you when you take photos and post social media, use this hashtag LTCCgrad, and then additionally, tag the Lake Tahoe Community College social media pages so we can reshare your story, right, as you see on the screens here. We want to let the world know about this amazing class of LTCC graduates. Please help us with that. I also want to let you know, members of the audience, I know it might feel like you're far from the stage. How am I going to get that perfect video or that perfect picture? But the good news is that we have professional photographers abound. You'll see them all around. And we are going to be getting photos of your graduates, and they are going to be posted to this webpage, ltcc.edu/graduation. And that information is right on the inside of your program within 24 hours. So that means this time tomorrow night, you'll be able to get all these quality professional photos for free. How's that sound? So you don't need to worry about getting up. Stay comfortable in your seats. You'll see there's a live stream. We're recording this to our YouTube page. Again, that will be available to the world. You can go back and watch it anytime. So we want you to sit down, just enjoy the moment, celebrate your graduates, and let you know that we got the photos covered. And if you'll see a couple of examples of the photos on the screen from past ceremonies, but what you'll see is that they're very high quality and they really capture the spirit of graduation. Okay, we have some student groups deserving a special recognition. I mean, all of you are deserving of special recognition, right? You're here today, you're a graduate, you've earned a degree or a certificate of achievement, but there are some special groups that are marked in your program. You could actually read through in the back the list of all the 2021 and 2020 associate degree earners, and you'll notice there's some icons that denote different student populations. So I'm going to ask some of our students to stand up when I call their group so we can acknowledge some special groups. First off, if you're graduating today with honors or highest honors, will you stand up so we could acknowledge your scholarly success? Nice. Well done. Thank you. If you are or have been a student athlete for LTCC, if you represented us not only in the classroom and the community, but out here on this pitch, will you please stand up so we can thank you for your time as a student athlete? All right. Are you a campus leader who served your peers admirably, either as a member of Student Senate, a student ambassador, an equity mentor, or a Promise Navigator? If you're one of these individuals that has not only helped yourself but helped others, please stand up so we can thank you for your service to LTCC and your fellow students. All right. I know you're out here, this next student. If you're a veteran, please stand so we can thank you for your service to our country. And last but not least, if you were involved in any of our student clubs, student life, or you worked on campus, please stand so we can acknowledge your active involvement in contributing to student life in our campus community. Well, what do we think, parents and faculty? Pretty engaged bunch, right? Pretty engaged bunch. And I believe that engagement is part of the reason why you succeeded and are here today. Who are the students that we celebrate today? Well, many of them are going to go on and continue their education at a four-year university. Some of them are going into the workforce, the military, fire or police academies. Some may start a business, care for family, or maybe take that exploratory trip. We applaud and support all of you on your next efforts and plans for the future. I encourage you to check out the program in the back of the program, and actually has a list of where all our students are transferring to. And you'll see they're going from prestigious universities such as UC Davis to CSU Long Beach. There's a student going to a conservation internship in Africa, another student off to the police academy. We know that these students are off to great places. All right, now that we've completed our introductions, I'd like to transition to my formal presidential remarks to the class of 2020 and 2021. And I'm going to be speaking to you about today's graduation theme, resilience. Resilience. Resilience isn't something we tap into only during overwhelming moments. It builds as we encounter all kinds of stressors every day, and we can nurture factors that enhance resilience. Resilient people use their strengths to cope and recover from problems and challenges, either personal or universal. And I could safely say it has taken a high degree of resilience by all of you to make it to this moment. We now come together this year in a world far different than the one we lived in last June, when our feelings were dominated by anxiety and uncertainty. For some of us, these feelings may still linger. But this year, we collectively celebrate what seems so far away in 2020, a return to being part of a community again and sharing that feeling of hope together. Let's not seek to go back where we were pre the pandemic in fall of 2019. But instead embrace moving forward into 2021 and beyond, knowing and building upon what we know now. The ability to draw knowledge from difficult situations is what we call resilience, or as Dr. Amit Sood defines it, the core strength you use to lift up the load of life. The graduates here today at the celebration are a terrific example of this. To me, the class of 2021, and the returning class of 2020 together are simply the class of resilience. You've done it. You've demonstrated the resilience through a very challenging time to get to this moment. You've demonstrated emotional resilience, physical resilience, and together we have demonstrated community resilience. To be resilient means having the inner strength to face adversity and bounce back, spring back into shape is actually the definition of the word resilience. You may not recognize that you have this strength, but clearly by the fact that you made it here today, you do. It's not something you're born with, but it's built over time. And sometimes when you're in the heat of fire, it actually makes you stronger. I could tell you this from personal experience. Sometimes that heat that's on you makes you stronger, more pliable, and more resilient. You have done that, students. As our nation grappled with the pandemic, our resilience in the face of an unprecedented public health emergency was tested like never before. I believe as individuals and community, we rose to the challenge. I'm specifically most personally proud of the work that this college and campus did in helping combat the virus in South Lake Tahoe. As we move forward, we can now rededicate ourselves to bettering the lives of our community and those around us and those we care about. But this healing and change does not happen overnight. It starts small and it grows. But now, I believe this is a pivotal moment for you as individuals and for us as a society. So, to the class of resilience, I believe the future is in the hands of a compassionate, daring, and accomplished generation, you. In addressing, do you feel it? Do you believe that? Yeah, all right, I thought I heard somebody out there. I want to make sure. Recently, in addressing the 2021 Coast Guard Academy graduation, President Joe Biden said, "You're the most progressive, best educated, least prejudiced, most open generation in American history. We need you badly. You're ready. It's time to get underway." I couldn't have said it better, so I didn't even try. To the class of resilience, our world needs you more now than ever. Graduates, celebrate today and look to what the future brings. Work on how you will effectively cope with life's many ups and downs, knowing that life will most certainly bring both. Recognize that you completed this step of your personal and professional growth through your academic achievements here at LTCC. You are now more resilient, more capable intellectually, and more able to foresee and overcome challenges than you were before. And that's a pathway you could build on for the rest of your lives. Look how far you come, how you got here. Think about who was part of the team that moved you to this moment. I want you right now, I encourage you to look around and think about and share gratitude and thanks with those who helped you get here today. Maybe it's some of your faculty members sitting over here. Maybe it's a friend or a peer sitting next to you. Maybe it's a parent or a sibling or a mentor or aunt and uncle in the audience. Do you want to stand up and give them a thank you for everything that they did for you? You want to turn around and give them a little what's up? This is my last formal message to you as you move on from LTCC. I want you to know that all of us who make up the LTCC community want the very best for you. We are all confident you're ready for what is next. I want to encourage you to follow your heart, but use your head. Stay safe. I wish you all the very best. Congratulations to the graduates of 2020 and 2021. All right, we're now going to transition to our first student speaker. One of our goals of the commencement ceremony is to amplify important messages and a diverse set of voices. One of the joys of working on a college campus is meeting the many talented and dedicated students who enrich campus for everyone, not only just for us as staff, but for you as students. Our next student embodies the spirit of dedication and engagement to a campus. If you know Mari, you know she has a warmth about her. She's a friend to everyone. As Student Senate President, Mari led the student body and continued to advocate on behalf of the student body when everything was virtual. She was often a very clear voice to me to help advise on our steps forward as a college. I've had the chance to work beside Mari on many projects, most recently for a Courageous Leadership presentation, and I can tell you I'm ever impressed by her professionalism and how compelling she is. She is a South Tahoe High School graduate, and as of this fall, she's going to be a UC Davis Aggie. What's up? But she is determined, right? If you know Mari, she's determined. And she is a focused first-generation student who plans to return to this community as a teacher someday. Mari has not just been recognized at our campus level, but she has been honored at the highest state level by the California Community College Board of Governors as the winner of the 2021 Student Leadership Award. One of our fellow Coyotes. What's up with that? It's pretty good, right? Mari, we are ever so lucky to have you an LTCC student. Please join me in welcoming Mariela Jimenez Cardenas to the stage.
Thank you to Jeff, first of all. Alrighty. Hello, graduating class of 2021. First of all, I just wanted to say how proud I am of every single one of you because we all managed to get a degree during a global pandemic. COVID-19 has changed every aspect of our lives and has undoubtedly affected the way that we perceive things. Although this pandemic has brought us difficulty, we are slowly starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are celebrating this momentous day in person, differently, but we're together. But enough banter, let me introduce myself. Some of you may already know me, but in the case that you don't know who I am, my name is Mariela Jimenez Cardenas, and I am the Student Senate President. It has truly been an honor to be able to serve a student body that advocates for an atmosphere on campus that encourages diversity, creativity, and innovation, even in an online environment. I've had the pleasure of working with the college to create an atmosphere on campus to help students feel comfortable and encouraged to continue their education. Whether this comes through additional mental health services or attending student senate meetings, students should feel comfortable enough to be active members of our campus. Like many of you, Lake Tahoe Community College has given me opportunities that I could never have imagined anywhere else. Getting one-on-one counseling, tutoring, and time with your professors is incredible. The relationships students can create with their peers and their professors is unlike any other. I remember, prior to COVID, my favorite thing to do after class was just sit in the commons. Whether I was by myself reading an excerpt for JD's class or eating a slice of pizza while I talked to my friends. Community college was the stepping stone I needed to move forward with my education, and I cannot be prouder to be a Coyote. Growing up, I had always had the dream of pursuing a higher education to make not only my life easier in the long run, but my family's as well. I am the daughter of 2 immigrant parents who worked especially hard to give their children a better life than they had. Being a first-generation Mexican-American college student, there is so much pressure to accomplish the things that your parents never could. So it makes me really happy to know that I'm making them proud. My ultimate goal is to become a high school history teacher because I think that history is such an important subject that often gets left on the back burner. Our generation, especially with recent occurrences like the Black Lives Matter movement, recognizes that history is an important tool to have when it comes to advocating for change. Our generation, and many of you, will be that change that leads us to better times. Whether it starts with the biologist that discovers a chemical that can break down all the garbage in the ocean without harming any sea life, or the historian that explains why all of these occurrences are important for future generations. We will be the change. Lastly, thank you again to the professors, staff, and other faculty that have worked vigorously to have us back in person and keep us that way. I want to say thank you to a few people who have truly made a difference in the time that I have attended Lake Tahoe Community College. So thank you first to my parents, Saul and Rosalba Jimenez, John Dirk, Danny Masalones, Jeff DeFranco, and Shauna Bernay. And once again, congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it.
So Mari shared that she was proud to be a Coyote. I want to let you know we're proud to have you as a Coyote, and don't ever forget it. All right. Next up, I think we got a little out of order here. I'm missing a page. Bruce, are you next? I think so. Yep, there it is. There it is. There we go. All right. Next up, we have our next speaker is Academic Senate President and Math Faculty Member Bruce Armbrust, who will speak on behalf of LTCC's faculty. If you didn't know, Bruce is a repeat winner of the Student Choice Teacher of the Year Award, and I'm sure he's not a stranger to many of you students, right? I'd personally describe Bruce as a dedicated father, dedicated baseball fan, dedicated beer enthusiast, and a dedicated teacher. Please join me in welcoming Bruce to the podium.
Thanks, Jeff. So when I was asked about giving a talk here, I thought, all right, we can do it's been a crazy year and a half and you made it through it. Yeah, but you're going to hear, you already heard that. You're going to hear that from other people, so no. So then I thought, well, do I give you all the places you're going to go? Those of you who know me know that's not me. So instead, I'm going to talk to you about beer. Cheers. All right. So as a scientist, as a scientist, this is what I find intriguing about beer. Beer has 4 ingredients. Like if we're going to talk real beer, it's got 4 ingredients: water, barley, malt, yeast, and hops. That's it. And yet with those 4 ingredients, depending upon how you do it and how you prepare, you get the most amazing variety of flavors, right? You guys all know what I'm talking about. You get those really rich, dark stouts. You get those super bitter IPAs. You get those kind of bland pilsners. Yeah. All right. But again, it's 4 ingredients, right? Now, just think about how amazing that is. It's those 4 things, right? Like, think about it. So the malt, that's what inevitably creates the alcohol because you got to have the sugars, right? And then you got to have the yeast, which eats the sugar and produces the alcohol and the bubbles, right? And then you got to have the hops, which are a preservative. I don't know if you realize that, but that's why hops are put in beer, to help preserve it. And then you got to have the water to give it, some volume. So those 4 things, that's all you need to get this incredible variety of beer. So then I'm thinking, while I'm drinking my beer, isn't that a lot like education? Like, think about this. All of you are getting your degrees today, but they're all very different flavors, right? They all are AA degrees from Lake Tahoe Community College, or they are a certificate from the college, or you're getting your bachelor's from one of our partners. But in the end, they're all the same degree, right? But they're all very different flavors. So think about this. Why are they different flavors? Well, it starts with you. So, and for my analogy, you guys are the barley, right? You're the malt. Without it, there is no beer, right? Without barley, you got no beer. You got wine, you got others. No. We got to have this for beer. So without you guys, there is no graduation ceremony. There are no AA degrees, right? So it starts with you. But then you think, all right, but we also need that catalyst that's going to change all of that sugar into the alcohol and the bubbles. That's the yeast, right? Well, in my mind, that's your faculty right here, right? And I love the fact that they're applauding because you all know what yeast is, right? It's just fungus, right? But hey, I'm a fun guy. Oh yeah. All right. So for those of you who've been in my classes, you know I'm the king of dad jokes. So that was your last one, right? All right. So, but we're that catalyst, right? Obviously, without us, like we're the ones that introduce you to these new topics, and we try to teach you to think in a different way and see the world in a different way and expose you to this new material that helps you grow, hopefully, right? And change a little bit. So we're the yeast. And if you're keeping track, you're like, wait, that was only 2 ingredients. What about the other 2? Well, here they come. So think about the hops, right? The hops are the preservative. They're what make this last. Well, that's everybody else at this college who wasn't in there in the classroom with you. I don't know if you realize this, but there were a ton of people behind the scenes that got you where you were, right? The classified staff, the administrators, all of them that made sure your transcript was right, that got you your financial aid check, that made sure the room was clean and ready for us. Well, maybe not this last year, right? But, right? And so they made it last. They actually made it last. Which then leads you to the 4th one, the water, and now you're probably going, all right, so what? Well, you guys realize that, maybe don't realize, beer is primarily water. Like way primarily water. I mean, there's some alcohol in there. There's the remaining like 2% that was like the hops and stuff like that. So, inside joke. Don't worry about it. So, but what about the rest? Well, that's where you need to turn back and look at those folks, right? Think about water. What is water in the beer? It's what makes beer beer. Right? Without it, none of this happens. And that's your family, it's your parents, your spouses, your children, your friends, your support system, right? So all of us together made this awesome thing. We made this graduation, right? But it took all of us working together. Now, where I kind of want to leave you, because you're like, well, now he's just talking beer because he likes beer. But I do have a message, and I want you to think about it this way, right? There are all kinds of varieties of beer, and I'm sure you all have your beer. My go-to is the IPA. I'm not going to lie, right? I'm an IPA guy. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to experience the other flavors. If you're a math major, yeah, I'm looking at you, Victor and Cesar, right? If you're a math major, take a history class. If you're an art major, take that physics class, right? If you're a poli-sci major, take that literature class. Get those flavors. Try those different beers, right? Try those different things, because that's what makes us better people, all right? So anyway, with that, I want to make this short and sweet, because I was in your seat once upon a time, and I know I heard the guy talking. I was like, just get it over with. So I'm going to be done. But I got one last thing I got to say, and that is, to the class of 2020 and the class of 2021, because you're both here with me today, congratulations and cheers.
All right. Bruce, he's a fun guy. So is there any more of those under there or no? No more.
Bring
All right.
your own, man.
All right, bring your own. Got it. So I'm asking actually Bruce to stay up here with me for the next part of our program. And this is the part where we recognize our annual Teacher of the Year. Each year, you, LTCC students body, vote on the Teacher of the Year. The faculty member that you feel connected with you the best, shared their expertise, really went above and beyond. And although the award is the student's choice, I will tell you I couldn't have picked a better recipient at this time. This faculty member is beloved by students and faculty alike. I would describe them as incredibly talented, held in very high esteem in their field. The students of LTCC have been fortunate to study under a true master. Our very own Bob Ross and Frida Kahlo all rolled into one. It is my pleasure to announce that Phyllis Schaefer is the 2021 Faculty Member of the Year. Come on up, Phyllis. What do you say? Congratulations. Cheers, Phyllis. All right. Well, lot of fun and festivity. Now, if it's kind of sticking with we'll move from the beer analogy. If this was a hamburger, we're moving to the meat of the event. We're moving to the center of it. And I want to introduce our commencement speaker. And you can learn a little bit more about our commencement speaker in our program. Right there, and I think it's on the second or third page, there's her bio, Liv Sane. So I would encourage you to check that out, get to know who's talking to you here. But just for a little context, we know graduates, right? Over the past year, there was plenty to keep us occupied on the national news. And there was a lot of challenges that we face as a country. But we know that was only part of the story. Many of us struggled with our own personal battles, from loss and isolation to mental health concerns, fear of illness, unemployment and underemployment. Many of us had to find ways to navigate during very challenging times. This year's keynote speaker is no stranger to challenge and will bravely share her story of mental illness, addiction, and eventual recovery. She also shares a story of hope and resiliency. While Liv's story can be difficult to hear, it's an important message for all of us, as many of us continue to battle through mental health challenges brought on or heightened by our pandemic experience. As our ceremony is intended to amplify important messages and compelling speakers, it is my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, Olivia Liv Sane.
Thank you so much, President DeFranco. I am so excited to be here today. This means so much to me. And what a beautiful scenery you guys have here. Words don't do justice as to how honored I am to be here today giving the commencement speech. I want to first congratulate each and every graduate here today. You have reached a big achievement, especially during these challenging times. There has been a lot of upheaval and uncertainty for all of us, and I'm sure many of you didn't even know if this in-person ceremony would be able to take place. So, today, as we celebrate this milestone together in person, I hope you will savor this moment. So let's get started. We're all searching for the deeper meaning of existence, looking for a new perspective, a new way of doing things. There will be days where it may seem easier to give up if you're feeling powerless, defeated, or broken. If you believe there are no good choices, then you can't possibly envision any solution. So, with that in mind, I offer this commencement speech not only for today, but more importantly, to help you roll through the days when you really need it. Because there will be days where you question your own existence and you ask yourself, why bother? What if I told you that I thought the only way to my happiness was my own funeral? Now, I want to warn you, some of what I'm about to say may trigger very strong emotions, so if you need to step away and regroup, please feel free to do so. It was October of 2019. I was standing in my kitchen, gazing at my block of knives. I was trying to decide which one do I use on myself. Being the overachiever that I am, I actually chose the largest and the sharpest knife, and I held it to my throat. I was drunk. It was the only way I could work up the courage to want to end my life. I can still remember the bite of that cold steel as I pressed it against my neck. I was crying because I knew in my heart of hearts, drunk or not, I'm not sure that I can summon the courage to go through with it. You see, all I wanted in that moment was for the pain to stop and to find peace. But the problem was, I believed the only way to find peace was to rest in peace. Now, spoiler alert, I did not kill myself. Now, you're probably wondering how things got so bad for me. How could life be so awful and the pain so bad that I wanted to end it all? Well, life was pretty good until it wasn't. My father passed away suddenly from a heart attack when I was 23 years old. And in the next 5 years, I buried 4 more family members. I got kicked out of college at one point, And then I spent 8 years in a toxic relationship with someone who couldn't quit heroin and whom I couldn't quit. Do I really need to say more? So what's worse than losing something or someone you love? Losing yourself along the way. And that's exactly what I did. So how am I standing up here talking to all of you today? Well, in October of 2019, I willingly checked myself into treatment for depression, suicidal thoughts, and alcohol abuse. Not to mention, at which point I was finally diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which I had been living with for 31 years and didn't even know about it. So why did I enter treatment? Because I had finally had enough. It is not until your behavior becomes unacceptable to you do you finally make a change. And that brings me to what I want to talk about today, which is change. It's a big change going from high school to college, and an even bigger change going from college to real life. In part because real life brings with it an entirely new set of problems. I know firsthand the challenges life brings us. I also grew up with speech and language delays. I was at a 4th grade reading level when I entered high school, and I live with Tourette syndrome. Not exactly everyone's first choice for a prom date. So with that being said, when problems pop up, I believe that one of the keys to personal problem solving is a lot like working your way through a Tootsie Roll Pop. It's not until you get a taste of the sweetness of that hard candy shell of resistance to change that you build up the courage to look your way through to the chewy center of the solution. Now I know what you're thinking. What the heck does a Tootsie Roll Pop have to do with graduation? Am I right? But I want you to look at the chewy center as a solution to your challenges. What does your chewy center represent? Is it overcoming drug addiction, alcoholism, mental illness? Is it self-love, self-doubt, grief, or finding the right career path? The list is endless. You see, we tend to find solutions in the wrong places, such as sex, drugs, alcohol, food, you name it. We spend so much time trying to fix the external problems, but really, it's the internal problems that need to be fixed. For example, you could just bite down and hurry to that chewy center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, but you might break a tooth. And the last thing you need is another problem, not to mention a high dental bill. You can't rush the process, otherwise you might do more harm than good. Yeah, I mean, you could take a hammer to the Tootsie Pop, but the sweet Tootsie Roll middle, the solution to your problem, is worth the work and the wait. There's a reason that phrase, licking a problem, came into being. And let's face it, who can take a few licks at a Tootsie Roll Pop and just put it down? Just like a problem isn't something you can take a few whacks or licks at and quit. Both take determination and stick-to-itiveness. Both are ultimately worth the effort. And often, the solution to the problems at that sweet, chewy center of the Tootsie Roll Pop are what's missing in our lives when we are hopeless, depressed, and unsure of the future. When we stumble and we fall, we can lose a sense of who we are, and we see only the hard candy shell of resistance to change. And we forget that there is still beauty at the center of our story. The chewy center can be your saving grace. It's a chewy nugget of hope. It's that shining light that beams through the window when you receive that call with devastating news, or you don't get the dream job, or you failed your final. It's the jasmine in the wind that you smell when there's tears in your eyes. What is the challenge that you have that has a hard candy shell of resistance? Would you like my advice on how to reach the soft, chewy solution at the center? I'm going to give you your first lesson on licking that problem. First, select the flavor of change you would like to make. Shit just happens, pardon my French. Change does not. To be the change in your life, you first need to want it and to lick it. Change is about moving past the past, making a new future for yourself, and most importantly, is doing things differently. Are you repeating the same thought patterns over and over? Are you making friends with, dating, even marrying different people, but whom have the same set of issues as the last ones? Do you feel powerless in making positive changes? The reason for this is because we find ourselves at the same place looking for the same thing over and over. It's kind of like that movie Groundhog Day. And just like a Tootsie Pop, if you select the same flavor every time, it will always taste the same, and you'll never know what else is out there. A lot of our hesitation to change comes from the fear of trying something new. So we end up doing what we know, and we ultimately go back to our old ways. Nothing changes. We can learn a lot from a Tootsie Roll Pop. They retain their firmness and freshness even on the hottest days. They stay true to who they are. They don't allow circumstances to change them. Instead, I encourage you to change your circumstances. The second lesson is to unwrap the problem, but don't let it dry out. In order to find the solution to your chewy center, you first need to accept the problem, then be honest about that problem. To unwrap means to save one's self. You see, we all have that defining moment where we have to choose to leave the wrapper on or take it off. You can think of the wrapper as a protective covering, not allowing others to see what is inside of you. What are you going through that no one else knows about? Are you wrapping who you truly are? Can you get through the day without being wrapped? And what does self-acceptance look like to you? We tend to keep the wrapper on because we either don't want to face the music or be a burden. We do it because we believe that people won't understand us, we won't be taken seriously, or we will be judged. People want to know that when they unwrap that problem, there will be a resolution, not an execution. And just like a Tootsie Roll Pop, in order to have a fresh start, and you must unwrap it in order to get a taste of the sweetness that lies ahead. So hurry up before the best if used by date expires. The third lesson on licking that problem is to work your way through the hard outer shell of resistance to that change. Tootsie Pops are known for the catchphrase, "How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center?" Well, it depends on who you ask. The reason for that is because everyone produces a different amount of saliva, and everyone has their own style of licking a Tootsie Pop. Some people simply suck on it and savor it. Others aggressively lick it over and over. Some problems take more licks than others. Now, even though Tootsie Pops are all the same size, problems are not. But each lick will add up to big changes. And sometimes you won't realize your potential until you exceed your own expectations and often the expectations of others. And speaking of others, who do you surround yourself with? What role do they play? Make sure you surround yourself with the right people, colorful, wonderful, of all flavors, who care about you, who understand what you're going through, and who are willing and eager to help you lick the problem, but not the actual Tootsie Pop, because that's really gross. The fourth lesson is to expose the soft, chewy center at the heart of the change you would like to make. You see, there's a point in the process when you taste that chocolate center. Now that's when you know you're getting close. It's about revealing the soft, tasty beauty at the heart of your story. As Brene Brown says, owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our whole lives running from it. Just like a Tootsie Pop, you must lick each layer in order to uncover the core issues that you face. Finding a way to dig through is the moment you find your chewy center. It's the moment you discover the real you. It's the moment your inner core is saved. As you expose each underlying layer, you will eventually get to the best part, the moment of chewy relief. And finally, the fifth lesson is to repeat steps 3 and 4 until you get to your chewy center. By this step, you already know what to do because you've already put in the legwork, or in this case, the lick work. You want to make sure you're not repeating bad patterns, bad behaviors, or bad choices. I'm talking about repeating what you've repaired. In order to never give up, you must believe that there is something greater out there waiting for you. You must believe in something worth living for. You must believe that you are a vital part of something and that you will not just endure the worst of times, but you will be able to carry on. Don't give up before the miracle happens. So, the question is, how many licks does it really take to get to a Tootsie Roll Pop? How many licks does it take to get to the Chewy Center? Only you will know. So, I have a surprise for you. I want you to, graduates, I want you to reach under your chair and feel for a surprise. What is it? Now you can start working on your Chewy Center. So, when I say Chewy, you say center. Chewy! Chewy! Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for a second. Let's see those Tootsie Roll Pops, where they're at. Woo! Faculty, you got them too over there. If you're in a brown chair, they're on the bottom. Cool. All right, what do you think? Chewy? 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 Nice job. All right. Well, hopefully the Tootsie Roll Pop will keep you occupied for the rest of the ceremony. Who else is a Tootsie Roll Pop fan? I tried to lick one earlier. I got like 3 licks, and I just bit right into it. I could hardly wait. So I'm gonna hold on to mine for later. All right. Well, thank you, Liv. So hopefully there's a good takeaway for you in that. I think, as we all know, it's been a very challenging year for many of us, and we want to acknowledge that, right, and not brush that over, but at the same time have tools for us all to find our Chewy Centers. All right. Seems like my tassel's all messed up. All right, there we go. Okay, we are now transitioning the program. We get to start acknowledging our graduates. Who's ready to see some graduates on this stage? All right, I want to start off first acknowledging our partners and our graduates from the Lisa Maloff University Center on the LTCC campus. This beautiful building, if you haven't seen it, there should be there you go, you get a slide of it. It's right across campus. And for all of you to know in our community is now you could get access to bachelor's degrees and other advanced degrees right here in South Lake Tahoe. 2021 is the 4th year that we've celebrated our Lisa Maloff University Center Partner Program graduates here at the ceremony. And today, we are joined by 4 graduates from our Brandman University Partner Program. And I want to invite them to the stage one by one. You can refer to your program, and it actually has a list early on our program as a list of all the different graduates from both Brandman University and Sierra Nevada University. So there are many. A couple of them are here with us today. As I call your name, go ahead and come on up to the stage, and I'm going to invite Dr. Karen Borges to come hand you a congratulatory note. So first off, Ariel Hope with a BA in Liberal Studies. Samantha Munoz with a BA in Liberal Studies. Jessica Sosa with a BA in Applied Studies. And finally, Salma Valladolid with the BA in Liberal Studies. And here, come over to this. Let's get you to this side. We'll get you right here on this side. Here, come to the front. Congratulations. Welcome back. Congratulations. All right, don't leave yet. All right, what about our Brandman University bachelor's degrees? This could be you, students. All right, I got a correction. You'll notice someone turn around so they can see your hood. She actually got a master's in teaching. Her turn to go teach. What about that? And all of you were previously LTCC grads, right? So this could be you, students. One final congratulations to our graduates. All right. Next up, we're going to move to the 2020 and then the 2021 graduates. I'd like to introduce to the podium now our Board of Trustees President, Dr. Karen Borges. Karen has served on the board for almost 15 years and has been a dedicated public servant during this time. Dr. Borges recognizes the value of steady leadership, and as a member of the board, she's served through multiple presidencies, bridging the years and providing consistency for this college. I can tell you she takes her role very seriously and always considers the long-term implications of decisions at a board level. Please join me in welcoming Karen to the podium.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see smiling faces and real people instead of a Zoom. It's wonderful that we have so many students, their families, friends, our many LTCC staff, faculty, and even our foundation board. On behalf of the Lake Tahoe Community College Board of Trustees, I want to welcome you to the best night of the year, 2021 graduation. Welcome.
All right, Karen, don't go anywhere. We are now going to move into our recognition of the graduates. Inviting to the stage Dr. Michelle Risden. That's in your hands.
Today we honor not only those students receiving their associate degrees, but also those who have earned certificates of achievement in both the class of 2020 and 2021. The names of these students are listed in your program along with their prescribed course of study. We congratulate each of them. Let us join together in recognizing their accomplishments. Would the graduates please rise? All of you guys, yep. All right. Dr. Borges, I am pleased to welcome the returning class of 2020 and present for your acceptance the class of 2021 and to certify that they have fulfilled the requirements for the Associate in Arts degree and/or Certificate of Achievement as established by the statutes of the State of California, the regulations of the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges, and the Board of Trustees of Lake Tahoe Community College.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Lake Tahoe Community College, acting under the authority granted by the Education Code of the State of California, and upon certification by the Vice President of the college that all requirements have been met, I confer upon each of you the degree of Associate in Arts or Science and/or the Certificate of Achievement with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining.
All right, you may be seated. The names of all graduates are listed in your program and include those unable to attend tonight's ceremony. Would those graduates who are present please come forward as directed to receive your diploma?
All right, time to start releasing them, marshals. Starting with the class of 2020, row 1. Class of 2020 will go right there. Yep. Yep, go ahead and come on up. Yep, you're good. What's up for class of 2020?
Javier Evangelista. Ellen Loza. Elena Martinez. Tiffany Reed. Guadalupe Valdez. Shelby Musante. Jessica. Victor. Esmeralda Ramirez. America. Andrea Wagner.
What are the last ones? Here are the papers. You can just grab them. Am I next or Brenda? Loera.
Julio Loera Hernandez.
Brandon Estrada. Just say it in like Spanish accent. Estrada. Estrada.
Brandon Estrada. Heather Ritter. All right, class of 2021. Lainey Terrell. Isuf Bertucci. Justina Boashtik. Benjamin Mitchison. Nahani Sandoval. Ivan Dominguez.
Heather Ritter. Heather Ritter, like John Ritter.
Heather Ritter. Vanda Kralova. Micaela Manalili.
Daisy Starhovska. Daisy Starhovska.
Daisy Sarhovska. Galilea Ramos Amaral. Carla Lopez. Robert Mortimer.
Can you say Marie Thatcher? Marie Thatcher.
Marie Thatcher. Evelyn Gonzalez Reyes. Lucas Knipe. Christine Wallace.
Get it, girl.
Naomi Turner. Megan Carter. Daphne Brunn. Savannah DeVore. Jessica Alley.
Handle it? You can handle it?
James Wilson. Yes. Jasmine McCrory. All right. Zen Carlson. Kristen Olson.
My head was too big for the hat. It's pronounced Peden, just so you know. Thank you. Thank you.
Bradley Peden. Amanda Wieland. Rachel Lowe.
Yeah! Triton Kinsey. Triton Kinsey.
Triton or Triton?
Triton. Kinsey.
Triton Kinsey. Christian Limon. Anthony Duran. Serenity Sanchez. Andrew Welch. Shane Aaron. Bryn Panzera.
However, yeah, you got it.
Jade Michoud. Danelle Hauk. Christina Ross. Valeria Martinez. Emily Roberts Voss. Evan Ochoa. Cesar Hernandez. Carlos Aguilar. Lázaro Torres. Elidia Trejo Mendoza. Celeste Holmes.
The card says Jamie, but I prefer Deja. Deja Ringenberg.
Deja Ringenberg. Thank you for all your tutoring. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Kevin Morel. Oh, goodness. Okay. Juan Alejandro Espriella. Orsua. Espriella. Orsua. Okay. I'm going to give it a shot. Juan Alejandro Espriella Orsua. Tessa Dixon. Kimberly Vences. Kayla Horse. Shane Belgar. Jibel Ibarra. Stephanie Fregoso Torres. Reina Joyce Narvate. Leslie Zacarias Cruz. Luis Vasquez.
Just how it's spelled. Yep, you got it.
Thank you. Congratulations. Ashley Bricker. Sandy Robles. Kendall Madsen. Ivy Ball. Chelsea Aguirre Rodriguez. Alize Hernandez.
Good, yeah. Say it again. It's Rodolfo.
Rodolfo Rosas.
Monica. Yeah. Yes.
Monica Gonzalez. Brittany Medina. Nicole D'Angelo.
Is it mulatto? Yeah.
Victor Mulatto. Jamie Goodspeed Nowitzki. Aria Pauling. Tatum Steimer. Nikki Cruz. Brandon Singleton. Walinda Miller. Mariela Jimenez Cardenas.
Congratulations, Jim.
Jennifer Martinez.
Thank you so much.
We're back. I was going to walk around with us for a bit. I like it. All right. Well, what about class of 20 and class of 2021? Give it up, right? And I'm really enjoying seeing all those Tootsie Roll Pops. Some folks decided to wait till after the ceremony to put them in. Good idea. A couple folks came with them in. An idea. But hopefully you are enjoying yourself. All right. We are now transitioning to our final speaker for the evening. Once again, we're going to finish off with a student, a peer of yours, a class of 2021 graduate, and our 2021 student trustee, Jennifer Martinez. Jenny has been the student voice on the Board of Trustees throughout the entire closure, so she's been one of the ways that we've got input from students, and I've always appreciated her student perspective that she shared with me. During this time, Jenny has managed her education, her service to the board, a full-time job, and navigating family responsibilities, all while working toward completing her business degree, right? Talk about juggling. I would say that Jenny is the epitome of persistence and grit. I'm so thrilled to have you with us here today, Jennifer. Please join me in welcoming your student trustee, Jennifer Martinez.
Good afternoon, friends, family, and community. Wow. It's unbelievable that our graduation day from LTCC is here and we complete a special chapter in our lives today. As we turn the page and prepare to go on our new journeys, I want to take a moment to celebrate our achievements and highlight some of the challenges we faced. I know that this school year has been incredibly unique. The global pandemic has taken away many school experiences from us, the most important being learning in person and sharing our college experience on campus with each other. Despite the many challenges we face, give yourselves applause, come on. Today, you make others proud, you are creating new memories, and most importantly, you are one aspirations. Today is about recognizing and celebrating each other for our hard work and determination. The hard work, sleepless nights, stressful days, and even the tears will pay off. Thank you, LTCC, for making things happen for us. Thank you for guiding us through these challenging times, for believing in us, and for paving the way for our future success. As student trustee of LTCC, I feel so lucky and proud to have shared my community college years with you all. I wish you all success in whatever path you take, and hope you cherish your LTCC experience as much as I will. And now, I have the privilege of leading you in the traditional turning of the tassel, signifying graduation. Class of 2020 and class of 2021, you may now move your tassel to the left side. Congratulations.
All right, class of 2020 and class of 2021, you did it. All right, I want to invite Mari and Jenny up to the front here. This is a campus tradition that we have here. We need to get a selfie. We need to fit you all into it. And so actually, I got this figured out. We practiced it ahead of time. So go ahead, come on over. Yeah, come here. I need you two here. Yep. Okay, we can see you. There you are, class of 2020. Do you want to stand up or sit down? Stand up, stand up. Yeah, let's see you. Stand up. There you go. Let's see you. Put your big smiles on. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Class of 20. On the count of 3, say class of resilience. 1, 2, 3.
Class of resilience.
Nice. Well done, everyone. All right, so final steps here. I want to let you know what's going to happen as we wrap it up. And first off, one final time, do we all want to stand up and give a round of applause to our graduates here? I don't know if they've heard from us for a bit. All right. Go ahead and be seated. Thank you. All right, so we have some final steps here. There will be a recessional party that will come off the platform here, led on this side by Senate President Bruce Armbrust, and on this side by Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Michelle Risen. They will then be followed by all the faculty members, and they're actually going to create a line, almost a tunnel, all the way to that corner of the field over by the coyote statue. And the reason for this recessional lineups, graduates, is that your faculty, we haven't seen you for a while, right? We've been online. Everyone wants to give you one last farewell and congrats. And so you're going to follow them through. And then parents, family, and friends, I know you're super excited to see your graduates, and you should be. But we want you to meet them all the way over in that corner. You'll see the photo of that coyote statue. We encourage you. That's a great place to get a photo of your graduate. I don't know if we have that slide as well. But get a photo of your graduate over there. Great place to convene. But we want to let them have this final moment to kind of walk through and get that congratulations. And remember, students, share on social media, tag the college, use that hashtag LTCC grad. And in the next 24 hours or so, you'll be able to go to the website, ltcc.edu/graduation, and download any and all photos for free. Again, the video's online, so if you want to watch it again, we encourage you to do that. With that all said, LTCC graduating classes of 2020 and 2021, despite all the odds, despite all the challenges, you did it. Congratulations. All right, and we're off.